Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Blessings unto you. I am awake as usual early. It is, I don't know, 7:57 in the morning here. I've been up since 5:30, 6 o'clock, which is my normal wake up. I just got finished from washing my face and putting on moisturizer. I'm about to put on an eye patch here for the under eye, and then I am going to look at maybe giving just a little Sunday morning reflection of my week so far, or just a Sunday morning reflection. So yeah, let's get started. Take the goggles off. I'm gonna use the other phone to help me. Alright, so and this is supposed to help with, I have um, had dark circles underneath my eyes for years now. Um, there's a story about that. When I was on active duty many, many moons ago, um, I was stationed down in Korea, and we were out playing a softball game. And while we were playing that softball game, I went to catch a ball. I looked up. The lighting had changed and lights had come on, and in that process, I lost the ball in the lights. So I pulled my glove down, and as soon as I did, smack, the ball hit me in the face. So I took a knee, as we say, and in the process of taking that knee, I went down, and when I came back up from ouch, my entire face was swollen, and I'm laughing because I find it highly amusing because it was really funny to me. At the time, not so much because, a girl's always about their faces. And I literally thought I had broken my nose or something. I didn't know. It was just funny. Um, because I was in Korea, they had to run me to base because I was already on base. So they had to take me to sick call. And while I was at sick call, they took imaging and they swore to me. They're like, yeah, we're going to have to send you somewhere else because we need you to go see a specialist. I was like, I don't want to go see a specialist, but following instructions, they had me go see a specialist. And the reason why they had me to go to the specialist is because they really couldn't tell whether or not I had broken the occipital bone. The occipital bone is the cheekbone or the eye socket bone. They thought I had fractured it, is what they believed. And because of that belief, they sent me into a Korean hospital. And at that Korean hospital, they did a multitude of imaging and x-rays and checking because, like I said, my face was extremely swollen from this. It looked like I had been in a fight, like a physical altercation. And the funny thing is that I ended up with double black eye. So all the way through here was black. I had raccoon eyes. It was just all day, every day for like 2 weeks. I had, no, actually I had to deal with the swelling for about a week. The black eyes, ironically, lasted me a little over a month. It took a while for the bruising to go away. And just a touch of it still remained around up until here. So up until this part, right? I'll take this off. So when you go, it was bruised up until about here for months. And I literally had to tell people, because that's a thinner part of the eye. So clearly it's going to bruise, and it took a while to recover. But I had people asking me on a daily basis, hey, who'd you get in a fight with? Did you get in a fight with your partner? And then some of the Korean nationals, ironically, some of the older ajumas, the older women, would come to me and they would say, hi, how you? Get a egg, boiled egg, and use the egg to roll. They would tell me to use the egg. I can't do accents right now, but they would tell me to use an egg to roll around the socket to help remove the inflammation and the bruising. And I was very saddened by that because I was like, wow, that's amazing that they know so much about having to deal with such things. And the fun thing was that when I was in Korea, because of my features, I guess, I am part Chinese. So I guess because of that, and the fact that I do carry a lot, some Asian characteristics, I tend to go, when I'm not tan, I tend to run more, as we say in the black community, high yellow. But I ended up having to, just deal with those type of compliments on a regular, or type of things on a regular basis from the Korean people that I dealt with. And I dealt with a lot of people that were there, specifically since I was in the Navigators at the time, which I kind of miss doing the Navigator stuff. But I used to do Navigators, and Korea has a hotbed for Christianity and for missionary work and just growing the word there. And I used to co-lead a lot of Bible studies while I was there. And I absolutely loved it. Loved it, guys. I had a lot of fun while I was there. And, it was always a good thing to be there, to do. And, yeah. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, guys, I'm looking at the fact I'm back on this. Today is my last day of fluids, post infusion. I also had an issue with my enzymes. Well, actually, my enzymes ended up being quite normal, but I did have some issues with my muscle spasming, which is part of my disorder. I'll go through periods where I just start spasming real bad. So the key to keeping that under control, as my ADD kicks in here and I'm changing subjects, is to do fluids. But back to the story. All right, so it took years for the black eyes to go away. So I have been hyper conscious of my under eye discoloration ever since. Guys, I'm old. I'm an older gal. So this was this was back in the 90s when this took place. So the late 90s. And I was shocked. Even by the time I made it back home, even like a year after, I still had like little bits of darkness there. And I was like, why isn't it gone away? And my doctor's like, I don't know what to tell you. It'll go eventually. It took, like I said, I got back from the Korea like in August, September of 99. And I started school at Palm Beach Atlantic University at that same month that I got back. And even then I still had bits of discoloration underneath the eye. And so I would put on concealer because I didn't want anyone thinking that I was being abused or anything like that. And because I really wasn't, you guys. It was just, it was an accident. It was what it was. And I'm puffing up my puff. And it is what it is. It happens. And it was just something that took place that was quite amusing for me, and to an extent. And when the bruising, like a year later, so like I said, hadn't gone away, I finally just started asking questions to my doctors. I'm like, why am I still having this? And then eventually we discovered that it's not only just the incident that took place that was causing and creating the issue. I also have really bad allergies. And when I'm back home in Florida or in places that's not wintry, that actually has snow in seasons, I do worse for wear. So Here right now, I'm in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, attending medical school at St. James University. I'm sorry, at St. James School of Medicine. So I have a tendency to have more eye allergy issues. So I have eye drops that I have to use. I have nasal sprays that I use to help keep this area as clear as possible. Like right now, I'm sniffling, so I apologize. I have not done my meds this morning. I just took my allergy medicine, but I have not done the eye drops yet, and I have not done the nasal spray because I'll do those things later off camera, clearly. But the funny thing is, guys, I want to say like last year, before I came here, I got here in November of last year to start school in January. And I came out early because with my disability, you always want to show up to a place and get yourself situated and do see how accessible things can be. I was post car accident and spinal inflammation where I had lost my ability to walk, and so I was regaining my ability to walk again. And so I wasn't quite strong. I wanted to make sure that the stairs and the hills and the sides of the mountains weren't going to be too difficult for me to accomplish. And so I came early, and that was fine. But before I came, I went through and got screenings by everybody, and I brought the eye issue up with my ophthalmologist. And her response to me was, "Girl, I can tell you right now that you have allergies and that your allergies are pretty bad." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And she's like, "Yeah." She said, the little raccoonness that you have going on around your eye shows me that you're having inflammation often around the eye. And I want you to be mindful of that. Don't rub your eyes. The vessels in your eyes are very thin. So I need you to be careful, be very conscientious about your eye. Also, the other issue I have is I tend to be drier because of the amount of antihistamines that I'm on. I take 10 to 20 milligrams of Zyrtec in the morning and 10 to 20 milligrams of Claritin at night. If I do not, and on top of that, with the infusions and stuff, I have to take Benadryl. So if I don't take my Zyrtec, which is class 2, if I don't take the Zyrtec or the Claritin, oh, for the misery. I will wake up out of my sleep. I'll have hives in my throat. I'll be rubbing my nose because I didn't do that. As a matter of fact, yesterday I didn't take my meds. So because I didn't take my meds, that is the reason why I'm miserable currently, with my allergies being what they are. So yeah, that's why I'm doing this. She told me, the doctor informed me that I'll have dark circles probably underneath the eye for the rest of my life. So I'm gonna try wherever I can to kind of bring more blood flow to that area without rubbing or whatever. Alexa, set a timer for 20 minutes. I forgot to set my timer, guys, for 30 minutes for this, to get this little serum going. Oh, and this is called, I didn't tell you what this was. This is called I Do Care. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not sponsored, you guys, but it's called, they can sponsor me though. It's called I Do Care, and it's called Starlit Kitten. And it is a brightening hydrogel eye patch, which goes underneath the eyes. Which I think I'm actually putting these bloody things on wrong, but that's about me. Let's see. Oh yes, for sure. I put them on backwards. That'll explain what these corners are for, is for this inner part that I always do wrong. I'll try tomorrow to get it on proper. But today they're on backwards. That's funny. I do that often, guys. I fail to read instructions clearly, and I should have read the instructions. Well, I read instructions actually. I just did not look at the pictures. That's why I put these on wrong. I look at just covering as much surface here because I don't have bruising out this way. My bruising is not out this way per se. My bruising, as you can see, is up here. So let's do something that's going to be funny. We're going to take this one off. Oop. And then take this one off. And then we're going to put it on correct. Oops. Well, that makes sense. You get up there better. That's done the correct direction, I guess. Really get up in that corner. anyways, I normally try to get up in here. You see bruise in here. I always get bruise in here where my glasses sit, and it normally carries into this part here. So this is usually where the bruising is here to here for me. And guys, if you're noticing my accent tends to come out when I'm stressing. I have a quiz tomorrow for medical school, which I've prepared for, but haven't quite prepared for. So I do need to get on to that later today. So I have a quiz to do tomorrow for neuroscience, and then I have a makeup for biochem and genetics this week. And I think I have one other quiz this week. So I have 3 quizzes to do this week. 2 or 3, who knows? I've done 1, and I know that my classmates have done 3. No, my classmates have done 2. The third one will be this Monday. So I have to make up one for last week because I ended up missing out for biochem because of the muscle spasms and the pain that I was in, and I wanted to get that under control. But anyways, yeah, I'm blessed, guys. I think my time in Korea and the time that I spent there, just reflectively, thinking about, because we're going to see this as a reflection Sunday today for me. I feel that my time in Korea was amazing. I absolutely loved it there. I want to go back there. Actually, I want to go back to Japan and Korea, South Korea. And my daughter really wants to go there as well. She's really into wanting to learn more about the culture. And I'm most likely, because I'm of Chinese descent, I more than likely will be going to southern China to go check those areas out as well and visit, just to kind of like tag along. Just like we're from Sierra Leone, is where my maternal line goes all the way back in Africa, and I do want to go where the Mende people, Mende Tenme, I can never say that word proper. Anyone out there that wants to correct me, please do. But that's the tribe or the people that my mom line comes from, and I would like to go back to that area and learn more about that culture. And with me having a young one, I want her to understand the culture, just like with our Chinese ancestry. I do believe in you are a product of all of your ethnicities and cultures, and I want to make sure for her and myself that we embrace it all. I don't like to just leave any bits of it out. I want to embrace it all. And we had someone that would always get me things from China directly for my daughter when she was younger. Kind of miss being able to get those things, but she had costume and culture wear that she would wear from there, when she was younger, and now she's more into Hanju, not not the hanbok, but, and we do need to get those, but Hanfu, I think is what it is the proper term. She's more into that type of wear, that type of style of dress that she's gotten into, and we enjoy it immensely. So we do what we have to do and keep trying to do what we love, and that is exploring our culture and such. And so she's into these type of styles, you guys. That's Hanfu, and she loves dresses like such, and I tend to buy her flowy things. I actually have a Hanfu in my closet because I love just this style of dress. I think it's very flowy, it's very beautiful. But this chunkiness needs to lose a bit of weight. I have more weight to lose to be able to fit it more appropriately. I'm not as thin as I used to be, clearly. I still have I want to say 80 pounds to go on the amount of weight I need to lose. And I can't wait to just get down that weight. But yeah, my reflection is for today. It's simple, because we're been going. I've been chattering spastically. My I always tell people with my ADHD, my ADD, I do tangents often, and I don't always when I don't take my medication for my ADHD, which I'm on Strattera, I tend to not be able to focus linearly, so I do jump around thought-wise. And I just took my meds. I didn't take anything yesterday. So, and Strattera doesn't have staying power. It kind of runs out of your system pretty quick. You have to take it like you're supposed to daily. And I take, I'm still on the kids dose, guys. My daughter and I, she's just turned 12. Her and I are on the same dose. She's been on it for a few years now, and she's been maxed out at 40 a day. And I've been maxed out for years since Strattera came out first at 40 a day. And it took me years to get to 40 a day. I was maxed out at one point for years for 20 milligrams. I could only take 10 and 10. And eventually I got to the point where I could do 40 because my tolerance and weight kind of went up. So yeah, I'm at 40 is all I can take per day. So I take 20 milligrams in the morning of Strattera, and then I take 20 milligrams again in the afternoon. And that just helps keep me focused on what's going on and so forth, and helps me to concentrate when I need to concentrate. And today is, like I said, a study day, so I'll need to concentrate in a bit. But reflection on my time in Korea. I enjoyed my time while I was there. I had some negative things that took place, and I can speak about that on a different day. But some positive things that took place is, like I said, I used to work with the Navigators and do Bible studies within the community in Korea. Absolutely loved it. I met some lovely people while I was there. I had people that wanted me to stay and teach English, because that's what a lot of Americans end up doing. They stay, they teach them English and whatnot, and you get paid quite a bit. But I was like running into issues with my family back home, with my sister. She was going through some complications. I wanted to get back to, help take care of my sister, as we say. I'm my sister's keeper 99.9% of the time. But now that I'm older adult, I don't any longer. She needs to take care of her grown self now. But anyways, I enjoy doing the Bible studies there. I may even set something up here to where if I can get the materials again, maybe start doing some Bible studies here, because that will help with my ministry, because I am working on my ministry degree. And so I would need to do those things as well. And that's focused on ministering to others and sharing the word and going back through the topics that was in the Navigators, Nav Press's Bible studies, which were very cool. And at the end of the day, once I'm done with medical school, I'm trying to get more additional training as in different fields. My ultimate goal as a physician is I want to go into orthopedics. It's my first love. I've been talking and consulting with people, and they're feeling like even with my disability, I still may be able to meet that challenge. So I want to at least attempt to become certified or licensed as a orthopedist, but I also want to be certified in emergency medicine and family medicine as well. Family medicine gives you a broader capabilities. Emergency medicine does as well. And I like the broad spectrum, being able to step in where you need to step in. And then in Asian culture, if I remember correctly, they do not focus on the therapeutics as it relates to, people with autism. So I want to, since my little one has it, I want to get the additional training as an RBT and as a BRBCA or BCBA. I don't know the abbreviation. As a registered behavioral person. I can't think of the name right now, guys. And be able to, if I get that additional master's degree or credentialing, I want to be able to utilize that while I'm in Korea to offer therapeutics along with everything else. I'm also going to be training in Eastern medicine as well, because I feel you need to have the combination of both in order to suit the culture that you're in. Like I said, I enjoy the culture of Japan. I enjoy the culture of Korea. And we are looking at, instead of returning to the U.S., to instead practice, or more likely practice while I'm in Japan or Korea. I'm going to look at seeing about getting the capabilities of working on a U.S. base and being able to do so. And if I don't work on a U.S. base, that's fine. I can go work out into the community. It only requires that I continue to study the language, which I'm all for. It's like how Americans want you to learn English when you come to the U.S. When you go to Japan or Korea, I feel you should do the same thing. Be respectful, learn the culture and understand it, and learn language so that you can communicate when you're moving around. So that's my plans. I am going to restart learning Korean all over again. I'll be learning with my daughter Japanese as well, and I will look at doing what I have to do. So my reflection of the day is God is good always, and I have a long ways to go. And I find that I had more happiness when I was in Korea than I thought I did, and that I actually enjoy being overseas more so than I do being in the U.S. And that I believe is because I feel like um, I'm more respected and appreciated in those places than I ever was in the U.S. As a mixed race brown skinned gal. Um, yeah, and that is my reflection of the day. Bye, you guys. Enjoy your day. Many blessings unto you all. And may God continue to guide you in everything that you do. And may you continue to reflect on your past experiences and find those silver linings in everything that you do so that you're able to use those silver linings to move forward in grace and find peace in all that you do. Blessings and bye for now.